Hi everybody! I'm so excited to tell you about what I've been working on today for my ABC book. So you know that I started first with this list of different parts of our day and things that have happened over the year, and this has turned into this collection of longer lists where I took each of these one at a time, and then I started to write down all of the smaller moments within those bigger moments that I can remember learning about. So you saw this yesterday. So today I've continued on with the same idea. Started thinking about our outside time, all of the things that I've learned and done with our moment journals, visitors to Slate School. I have the names of our visitors here and then some of the specific things that I think about when I think of them. Like today in Closing Circle, we had Jamie Adelson visit, and she talked to us about the brain. I have music and banjo written down. Those are two things I think of when I remember Mr. Rohn visiting with us. Watercolors, paint, and outlining, I think of when I remember our visit with Laura Gardner. I did some thinking about the fall festival. And then the most amazing thing happened as I was thinking about all of these moments and remembering them. I started remembering these other things that happened this year that I wasn't sure where to put them. So I just made this category I'm calling other. That's the only name I can come up with it right now. It's sort of other memories that I don't want to forget about. And I have the mystery squash plant, stories in motion, our restaurant, and bridges. Do you remember when Mrs. Kessler-Rink read us the book? I think it was called 21 Elephants. That was about the Brooklyn Bridge. That was really cool. So then I've taken this list, and I do want to mention that for you, this process might have looked different. Maybe you didn't write lists. Maybe what you did was you just did some thinking. You sat down and did some really, really focused thinking and came up with these memories, and that is perfect. So today, after I did this, I was excited to start thinking about the actual letters that are going to make up the ABC book. So here's how I started. I have these pages in here, A, B, C, D, and then I went on like that. I did four letters to a page until the end. Let's see here. Y and Z are on their own page back here. And I did it this way because I really wanted to make sure that I had a lot of room to write my ideas. So what I did was, using these lists that I had made, I started pulling words and putting them together with the correct letter of the alphabet, like the banjo and the brain from our visitors ended up here under the letter B. So these are some options that I'm starting to pull together here that I might end up using for the letter B in my ABC book. So I'm not done with this yet, and I'm sure I'll add even more thoughts to it. I have some pages that don't have anything yet, and that's okay. But then I wanted to show you that there's another way that you might do this step. And I actually, to be honest with you, ended up liking it better than my first idea. I wasn't so sure that I would because these spaces to write are smaller, but I found it to be so much easier to have everything together on one piece of paper instead of flipping through all of these pages. So I'm sure that you will each find an idea that maybe is completely different from either one of these, but that will work best for you. So here I made these squares. It's front and back. And then I ended up squeezing in W, X, Y, and Z, but I figured that's okay because there are probably going to be less things to write under these letters, I'm thinking. But so I did the same thing. I have squares for each letter, and I started writing down my thoughts and ideas and possibilities for each letter. And this has less on it I haven't been working on this for quite as long, but like I said, I actually found that I like this a lot better than this, because if I realized that I have something I want to write for the letter N, I want to write about note taking, it takes a lot of flipping to, oh, and here it is. It takes a lot of flipping to figure out where that letter is and to get to it, when here it's as easy as flipping the page over. All right, friends, I can't wait to touch base with you again soon. Happy ABC book planning.